Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Dave D Fishing. So in this video, we're going to be surf casting for Atlantic mackerel. I need to replenish my bait supply for the winter because I like going for whiting, and I like to use their bellies for strip bait for those whiting. So here's the rod I'm going to be using. So this is an ESP stalker rod. It is a 9-foot rod, and it is paired up with a Daiwa GS 4000 reel. I love these reels, they're really durable. On this particular setup that I'm holding in my hand, it is a carp setup. And I've caught quite a few 20-pound plus fish on this year. It is a really durable rod, really well suited for surf casting. There's only a couple places you can order these rods, but I'll tell you what, they're well worth it. I believe this rod was $95 or so. The reel's $100, but this reel is so stout. I use it for so many different things, fresh and salt water. And this Daiwa reel is spooled up with 20-pound Power Pro braid. This reel holds a ton of line on there. I believe there's like 320 yards on here plus. All right, and then the braided line goes to a size 8 swivel, which then goes to 20-pound fluorocarbon. It's Daiwa fluorocarbon. And then about 18 inches down from that is a dropper loop. And then I actually made these teasers. They're really simple to make. So here you have it. Here's the teaser that I made. It is I believe a size 2 hook. And I got some fake fly tying material, just obviously a chartreuse color. And then I secured it with a band that you would use to secure silicone skirts to either a spinner bait or jigs that you use for largemouth bass fishing. And I did cut another piece of spinner bait material. This is like a little curly tail piece on there. It's silicone. And then I went to AutoZone and I got their UV drying or curing epoxy, put a dab of that on there, and it works fantastic. This thing has caught a lot of fish. This lure in particular, or this teaser in particular, you just gotta make sure you rinse them off when you get home. It's really durable. So obviously dropper loop, like I said, another 18 inches down, goes down to a VMC dual lock snap. So the reason why I use the dual lock snap on the bottom is because obviously weather changes, your location might change if you're hopping around a little bit looking for fish. And this just allows you to change out that bottom jig a little bit quicker. And then in this instance, this is a Hoagie metal lure right here. You could use whatever weight you want, whatever lures you want. It doesn't matter whether it's soft plastic. It's whatever you really need to suit your situation. This thing right here has been through hell. I only use this for albies and mackerel in the fall. That's really it. Some of them I'll switch out to a single, but because I'm fishing for bait, for mackerel, I left the treble hook on there because it's going to get chopped up anyway. All right, guys, so that's my setup in a nutshell. It's super simple. You could use this for more than mackerel. Probably use it for bottom fishing if you want as well, if you're jigging for sea bass. So in this video, this particular day I went fishing, it was gusting up to 20 miles an hour. It was 42 degrees without the wind chill. So it was pretty cold. My hands were numb by the end of this trip. I didn't last very long. So enjoy the video and please like and subscribe and comment.
This thing's heavy, heavy, heavy. I got my carp rod, works fantastic. And it casts a mile. It's perfect for this. So I'm gonna let it sink a little bit. What did I get? Oh, first mackerel.
When using a multi-hook rig for mackerel, if you know you hooked at least one mackerel, you can pause before you start reeling that fish in, and that gives the other fish a chance to find those empty hooks so you can bring in more than one fish. It worked for me in this instance. I just slowed down my reeling it in and got two at a time. But the thing is, if you choose to do this, you run the risk of losing that single hooked fish.
Look at that.
Right here is a prime example of me being greedy. I know I have a fish on the hook right now, but I paused it to see if any other fish would fill that empty hook, and I ended up losing this fish where I probably could have got it in earlier into my bucket.
Oh, he fell off. Dang it.
So I forgot to add, guys, I don't like using sabiki rigs and using them at this range, because if you start getting into a ton of mackerel, they start tangling things up, and I just don't want to deal with those little tiny sharp hooks all over the place. This rig that I'm using is super simple. It's easy to store. Like once you're ready to go home, you can unclip that lure that you're using on the bottom, whatever it may be, and put it away in your car. You don't have to deal with that mess with the sabiki rigs. And I believe this is my last mackerel that I will be catching for the day. I got plenty for bait that I can cut up into strips for whiting later this winter. So let me show you what I caught. This is what I caught in that about 40 minutes I was out fishing for these things, so that's plenty for bait. I started cutting up the mackerel for whiting. They're just cut into little strips. I hope to make a video about that this winter. Last winter I wasn't able to, just got busy. So yeah, I gotta finish up. So that's what these strips will end up looking like. Just 2 to 3 inch long strips that are 1/2 inch wide. The perfect bait.